TC just told me that I look like an alien because I'm trying to fix my bud. How's that?
Well, when it sticks out, then you look,
Alien or not? I don't have a confidence monitor.
Let me look at you. Better.
Still alien.
Better.
E.T.?
Better. Phone home.
By the way, you've not commented, neither has anyone else,
on
my new specs.
Oh, are those they?
This is one of the two pair. Remember
I think
we had the vote?
Pair number one.
Remember we had the vote online?
Remember.
Okay, this is one of the pair.
Yeah.
They arrived this week.
Yeah. I like him. Very handsome. But
yeah, I'm not
I
sure.
Didn't notice,
I'm not sure.
I didn't notice a huge difference, I have to say.
Okay.
Wait, they're not the ones with the blue on the bottom, are they?
Yeah, these are the blue ones.
Oh, my God.
And then tomorrow on CNN, you will see the others for the first time.
You know what's
Tomorrow's
funny is
the
that
big
I can't
unveiling, unboxing.
I see them better on the screen than I do looking across the studio.
How do you like them?
I like
Do you
them.
like my hat?
No, I like the blue very much because you wear a lot of blue on the bottom, and so then
I'm
going
going
to
to pull this cord and hold my alien stuff in check.
You do that. Got to do something.
See, now
Jeez.
less alien.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
Good morning to all.
Hi,
and
everyone.
to all a good night. Subscribe to the Smerconish.com daily newsletter. Today in the newsletter, something really cool. Look at the exclusive content. Also, share it with a friend. Share it with a friend and subscribe to this YouTube channel. PJ and Randy and Daniel and the boys tell me I'm about to hit a milestone of YouTube subscribers.
How about that?
We just need a handful more, I think, to hit 25,000. We started at 0.
24.9 is where we are right now.
Okay, well, come on. Fill it in. Subscribe, and then we'll be there, and I won't bring it up again.
Great.
Take your favorite casino action on the go with the BetParx Casino and Sportsbook app. Play real casino games for real money. Odds, slots, bets, games, all in the palm of your hand. The BetParx Casino and Sportsbook app, the only casino and sportsbook app that I recommend. TC is partial to the 8-8 Fortunes game. I like Cleopatra Gold and Wheel of Fortune because once my dad was actually on the real Wheel of Fortune. Roulette, Baccarat, Blackjack, all from the comfort of home. Go play those games and join me on the BetParx Casino and Sportsbook app. It's your time to play. It really is fun stuff. You got to be 21 or over and located in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Terms and conditions apply. See the website for details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Time now for the headlines from Smerconish.com, the newsletter. As you've probably already heard me say, the intended poll question today was, how will the Murdoch trial end? Guilty, not guilty, hung jury. That went out the window, but I love today's poll question. And I'm surprised that no one else has yet staked out this turf. Is Ron DeSantis Jeb Bush 2.0? Because the similarities, I misspoke yesterday. Actually, what I said was literally correct, but my thinking was off. I said something like, look at the two of these guys, Jeb Bush and Ron DeSantis, big southern states. Mentally, I was thinking Jeb, Texas, confusing him with W. No, I should have said the exact same state, and a record of achievement in their state and a lot of promise within the party, great fundraising prowess, great organizational skills. What could possibly go wrong? I pulled from Politico, February of 2016. Eli Stokols wrote this, inside Jeb Bush's $150 million failure. And it begins this way. Jeb Bush, the Republican establishment's last best hope, began his 2016 campaign rationally enough with a painstakingly collated operational blueprint that his team called with NFL swagger, the playbook. On page after page, kept safe in a binder, the playbook laid out a strategy for a race his advisors were certain would be played on Bush's terms, an updated, if familiar version of previous Bush family campaigns where cash, organization, and a Republican electorate ultimately committed to an electable center-right candidate who would prevail. Further along in the piece, it says, there was something missing from the playbook. Most critically, the playbook, people who have read it tell Politico, contained nothing about Donald Trump, who would spend the next year excruciatingly turning Bush into his personal patrician piñata. I was reading that. on the heels of seeing in USA Today, and we posted this at Smerconish.com today, Rex Hupke has an opinion piece under the headline, Ron DeSantis stands no chance against a barbarian like Donald Trump. And he begins his column this way. There is one thing, and the only thing that I like about former President Donald Trump. He is going to make Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' political life absolutely miserable. For all his bluster and right-wing celebrity, for all the boxes he checks on the MAGA purity checklist, there's this reality. Trump is going to eat DeSantis' lunch, stuff the lunch bag in his mouth, and leave him pantsed and bawling on the political playground.
Holy moly, what a line. What
pantsed
and bawling.
On the he finishes it by saying it this way.
That is the craziest line.
Well, he finishes it by saying this way. Trump is a political barbarian. He'll either win his party's nomination or he'll tear everything down around him in the process.
True.
And either way, he's going to pound DeSantis' political dreams to dust. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't like that. So apparently, Mr. Rex Hupke doesn't like Trump or DeSantis,
right,
but he really doesn't like DeSantis.
And he likes seeing the tussle. That's
so
what he likes.
is that the direction in which this is all headed? By the time I got to Smerconish.com today, already 600 had voted.
Okay.
Remember, TC, when 14 people had voted, and it was a 7-7 tie on yesterday's poll
we
question.
Thought maybe.
We took something from that, like, hey, these first 14 are deadlocked. But in the end, they were off.
Okay, so you saw 600 this morning.
I saw 600.
And what did they say?
600 people and 2/3. It was like 60-40 saying no.
Okay, so
no, DeSantis is not Jeb 2.0.
I saw around 2,000, and it was closer to 70%. So I would be very curious to see where this ends up, because it does seem like there's some shifting going on. Now, I don't think it's going to shift wildly, but I mean, and I'm taking that to mean that people think DeSantis has more of a chance.
Yeah, more staying power.
More staying power.
Definitely.
Okay.
And maybe there's some hope in the way in which they're voting.
Yeah.
Mark Halpern has wondered here and in the wide world of news whether DeSantis has a glass jaw, right? Meaning if somebody lays some leather on him, he's going to go to the canvas. He notes.
Okay, wait. Let's just translate that for normal people.
Yeah.
Meaning that if people attack him, he's not going to last.
He's not going to last.
Okay,
right.
Good.
Yeah, like Jeb.
Right.
Remember low energy
right.
Jeb?
Right.
And by the way, the Politico piece goes on to say Jeb Bush, as Florida governor, would jog around the Capitol and people would get email missives from him at 5:30 a.m. He was a lot of things, but not low energy.
Right.
But it's stuck.
It's
stuck.
But the difference is DeSantis is not going to underestimate Trump. DeSantis
True.
knows Trump.
In DeSantis's playbook,
correct,
there's a whole chapter on Donald Trump.
Chapter and verse.
Yeah, but it's a great conversation. It's a great poll question.
Yeah.
What I was saying about Mark is that
yourself.
Yes, what I was saying about Mark is that he's wondered if DeSantis has a glass jaw. And today in his wide world of news, he talks about how DeSantis has done an interview with the Times of London. Now, why would he do that? Because it's a Rupert Murdoch-owned publication, which is interesting. He's staying in friendly forums as his book rollout continues. I would also point out that CPAC is taking place. And what's interesting is that Trump is going and Nikki Haley is going, but everybody else, including Ron DeSantis, staying away.
So what does that mean? You know a little bit about CPAC.
It's really changed. I mean, what do I know? I know that Matt Slapp is on the receiving end of allegations of sexual impropriety.
Right.
And yet he's still, running that show. I'm sure his position is to say that it's all fake news. But I guess it's a calculation by DeSantis that Trump's going to win that straw poll. So why go and suffer the defeat? Instead, stay away and say, well, yeah, I didn't go and compete.
Interesting.
That's the answer.
I got it.
Yesterday at Smerconish.com, 20,109 votes were cast. Which poses more of a threat to Ukraine? Is it the Russian military or the growing Republican divide on aid? The growing Republican divide got 56.89% of those 20,000 plus votes. Russian military was 43.11%. I think I'm going to deal with this on CNN tomorrow with a political science professor from Duke who overlapped with me at Lehigh.
Do you know him?
No, I don't think we knew one another. I don't think we probably sat in the same classroom.
Come on.
I reached out. Peter Fever is his name.
Okay.
He was an IR major. I'll bet we had some same classes. He graduated a year ahead of me, and I just thought it was really funny. He advised W. This is the reason why he's on my program tomorrow, I think. He advised W on how to keep the American people on his side during the Iraq invasion.
What are the chances?
So I think he's really...
that he had Professor Amadon?
Great question. I should ask that.
I just all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh,
that.
if you guys shared him in common, that would be so impactful.
Definitely.
Yeah.
TC, two business stories.
Sure.
First of all, I'm not normally linking to like corporate publications.
Okay.
Typically what I link to at Smerconish.com are news stories from news outlets, be they print or electronic, generally, television, radio.
You go to the source, though.
But today, I do go to the source.
Yeah.
Like if there's a story about a CDC report, and if I think people can digest the CDC report, I'll link to it at Smerconish.com.
The CDC or Pew or Gallup.
Or a court document.
Yes.
Like read Dominion's motion here. Okay.
Right.
So today, instead of going to a news story talking about this, tip of the hat, it was Politico that put this on my radar screen. I went to a Bank of America publication that tries to understand where have the missing millions, and they are millions, of people who left the workplace during COVID and haven't gone back. Where are they? And how are they living? It's a really good analysis. I don't know that I agree with their conclusion. Here's one takeaway. What is keeping prime age workers away? Deteriorating health, both related and unrelated to COVID, caregiving responsibilities, and migration to areas with lower cost of living are some of the potential explanations in our view. I want to do a segment on this next week. I think it's really, really a worthy conversation. In other economic news,
Okay.
I like Fabuloso. I'm a big fan of Fabuloso. I may or may not squirt Fabuloso in my car because I like the scent. I like the lavender, the purple one. I like the lavender purple one. When I asked you about Fabuloso earlier this week, you thought it was an Italian restaurant that just opened.
I didn't say Italian.
You don't know Fabuloso.
I did not say Italian. You say, are you familiar with Fabuloso? And I said to you, is that a restaurant? And you said, don't say anything else. Save it for the air. So now, of course, I'm looking at the article, so I know a little bit.
But you don't know the
it.
Fabuloso scent?
No.
I'm going to bring some in here because we have cleaning products, but we don't have any Fabuloso
But
here.
does it when you say the scent,
It's unique and it's nice. It's clean.
But just lavender.
D.L. Hughley did a whole Fabuloso bit.
There was something about
where
that.
he said that like he I think said that black people love Fabuloso, and when I interviewed him, I said I love Fabuloso.
Yeah.
Just establishing a little common denominator.
Oh, good.
Okay,
So
let me tell my story,
about
please.
Fabuloso.
Okay,
Go ahead.
The day that I asked you about Fabuloso, I think the reason that I brought it up is because I had just been at Amazon. And I had ordered $65 worth of Fabuloso.
Please tell me that's a lot.
Which was 4, not gallon, but probably, 2 quart, half gallon.
Like the refill sizes.
Refill sizes. I need my own dispenser, okay? But I ordered 4 of them, and they arrived at my house, okay? That was, my order was placed on February 27.
Okay. Got it.
That becomes significant. February 27, I order $65 worth of Fabuloso from Amazon.
Great. You're spraying it in your car. You're spraying it all over.
Yesterday, March the 2nd, I received an email from Amazon, and I thought it was fake at first. I get these fake notices that are really compelling.
I get fake notices that my account has been shut down.
Where you don't even have an account.
Or I do have an account, but I know it's BS. I just completely.
So here's the note from Amazon.
Yeah.
A week after they've sold me Fabuloso. Dear Amazon customer, we write to notify you of a potential safety concern with a product that you purchased at Amazon.com. Review the details of recalls, and there's a link there. The product, Fabuloso, blah, blah, blah. If you still have this product, we urge you to stop using it immediately.
Oh.
More details can be found here, and another link. I'm like, what the hell is this? So it turns out that 4.9 million Fabuloso bottles were recalled on February 8th.
Wait, when did you put the order?
Yeah, thank you for paying attention to my chronology.
Wait a minute.
This is like the Murdoch case.
Come on, that's impossible.
Okay. On February 8th, there was a recall. My order was placed on February
19 days later?
February 27. My order was placed, and then within a couple of days, now they're telling me about the recall. I'm looking at the link. 4.9 million Fabuloso bottles recalled over the risk of bacteria contamination.
Wow.
Some Fabuloso cleaning products were recalled Wednesday over a risk of bacteria contamination, according to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission. As of the recall, no incidents or injuries had been reported. I've already used mine. I've already sprayed it in my car.
You're breathing in the bacteria.
I'm breathing in the bacteria. So
Wait,
I'm reading.
This NPR story that you posted says it could cause serious infections in people who have weakened immune system, external medical devices, or underlying lung conditions, according to the Safety Commission.
Yeah, the bacteria is... Now, when I read this part, I thought, well, maybe this is okay. The bacteria is commonly found in soil and water. Chances are I've been exposed to it. I have a pretty good constitution. I think I'll continue using it.
Oh, good.
But how about the fact...
Please tell me you threw it away.
No, it's $65.
Well, they get a refund.
It's been unpacked and everything.
Michael, you can't use it. It has bacteria. Think of Finn.
It's soil and water.
Think of the baby. Are you? Whoa. You're not kidding, are you?
I've already cleaned the mats.
I get that you've already used it, but now you have to throw it away.
There was a stray.
Michael,
listen to this.
Throw it away.
Listen to this. Last weekend I came out my driveway.
Wait a minute, is this radio shtick?
No.
You've got to throw it away. You must throw it away.
Last weekend, I'm trying to tell you the whole story. I came out my driveway, and there was a dog sitting at the end of the drive.
Oh.
There was a dog sitting. No, wait a minute. Wait, I'm sorry. There were two dogs.
Oh.
Two dogs at the end of my drive. Okay? Are you listening to me?
I'm reading about how dangerous this is.
There were two dogs at the end of my drive.
Two dogs.
And it was raining.
Okay. Oh, poor puppy.
So
Where were
they
from?
should not have been there.
Whose dogs were they?
I don't know, TC. They're just two dogs. So now I corral them both.
Yeah.
And I throw them in the back of my car. One in the back seat and one in the back of my car. You know that you could eat off the seats in my car.
Correct.
Right? That's how clean my car is. And it's wet and they're muddy, but somebody's dogs. Like I hope somebody would do it for my dogs.
Of course. There's no question.
So now that I've got them, they were friendly, but they were big. Now that I have the dogs, now I look at the collar. I don't know the people, but they live around the corner.
Okay, off you go.
I can tell the address. So now I call, and somebody's like, oh, they're my mom's dogs. I'm like, okay. And now I drive around the corner. I just go to the house, and a guy walks out. I'm like, hey, I've got your dogs in the back. He's very friendly. So, no gift certificate or dinner coupon or anything, but he was very friendly. So I now...
Grant me patience, Lord, but hurry.
So I now have a dirty car, a filthy car.
Yeah.
But I have the Fabuloso. So I've already cleaned my mats with the Fabuloso.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But you now need to throw it away because you have a baby in your life.
Right.
And you cannot risk a aforementioned baby.
How could they sell it to me weeks after the recall?
I agree with that.
Like that's the left hand and the right hand, not knowing what the deal is.
The bottom line is, though, you must not use any more. You're not going to throw it away, are you? You're just going to keep using it because, I like the smell of it. I don't care if there's bacteria.
I do love the smell.
Are you effing kidding me? Get rid of that. This is insane. This is literally insane behavior.
And finally.
No, you have to.
And finally, more than half the world will be overweight or obese by 2035.
Oh, that's just great going into the weekend.
More than half the world population will be overweight or obese. I'd like to see this on a country-by-country basis.
Interesting.
By 2035, without significant action, according to a new report, the Obesity Federation... Do you remember the...
Keep moving.
Do you remember the guest that I had on recently who was against us, fat-shaming kids and so forth?
Right,
and
yes.
She was great. She would probably think this is good news.
No. She wouldn't think it was good
51% of the world, or more than 4 billion people, will be obese or overweight within the next 12 years. I'll bet proportionately, like the United States is owning this.
Has to be.
The report found that childhood obesity could more than double by 2020 levels. Yada yada yada. Okay, we're all too heavy.
Yeah,
we're all too heavy.
Okay, so let this be a lesson for you going into the weekend. Is it pizza night tonight at your house?
I had 2 slices yesterday for lunch.
Oh, so now are you pizzaed out or
no?
You're not pizzaed out.
No.
When you get 2 slices, is that the same place where you go on Friday nights?
No.
Oh.
I like to mix it up.
You like to mix it up. Okay. Great. So you had pizza
Anything
yesterday
else?
for lunch. You went out to dinner last night and you're having pizza again tonight.
I had 2 slices of pizza yesterday, and when I was finished with my lunch, I wiped down the counter
with
Fabuloso. Smelled great.
Oh,
Just
for
smelled
God's
great.
sakes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much. TC After Dark.
TC After Dark is the elevator story. It has to be the elevator story this week.
It's the highlight of your week.
It was a highlight of a lot of people's week. A couple things on that.
Danny Savalos wants your case.
One is, I cannot believe how many people, like, this is their biggest fear. By the way, Danny Savalos' wife, Pulitzer Prize winning journalist Sarah Ganim, texted me that she was stuck in an elevator once and had to escape the way I did out the top while pregnant. She wins.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot of people, this is deep.
I'm sure Danny rung
fear.
the register on that one. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did.
It's how they're paying for Disney.
TC, because I don't have time for your case. Call the Murdoch law firm.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the low country.
You're so into the low country.
And see if they'll take it on a contingent fee basis. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you tomorrow on CNN, I hope. YouTube Live at 7:30, and then CNN at 9. And if there's no breaking news, fingers crossed, 3 p.m. as well. Have a wonderful weekend.